Hi there, I'm Clyde. I'm 12 years old and I love playing Geometry Dash. I am a nerd because I love using computers. I pretty much like computer class at school. May 10th, 2018. When I was playing GD on my computer, it stopped working and I seen a media fire thing that had the file that said 489.pm mp4. I downloaded it and then played it, and then the first day I had an interactive thing on the video that said Geometry Dash's origin in green fuzz in front of a neon green color, with a text below it saying, "Do not upload it to social media or other websites." In front of the government, in front of the red neon text, after 10 seconds of reading, there were two boxes that said watch and exit. I pressed the watch button, and at first it had a normal Geometry Dash background, and then there was static for about a second, and then it cut to a video of stereo madness for 10 seconds. Then it had a text in the middle and the front saying, this is what Geometry Dash looks like now. Then it faded to black, and then a text saying, but what if Geometry Dash looked like even before it was made? It was a poorly drawing of a look creepy that sent shivers down my spine. I noticed a few stuff from video game by a certain person was in it, but it was cut to black, and then with the 10K star robot suffering from the disease. This wasn't real, but it looked like it was made by a kid who likes do-it-yourself stuff. It also had text above saying, "Life withered and decayed." I noticed that this was an Ori and a Blind Forest reference. I kept watching, and it was so sad I almost cried. It first had the club step monster from the Extreme Demon, as known as Mystic, writing on their diary with it saying, "Dear Diary, I miss my friends a lot, because one friend suffered from an illness, and two died from getting killed by something, and one jumped into a volcano. Time to end it all. Goodbye." Then, of course, something graphic happened, and of course, whoever was died, and I almost got a panic attack. The video then ended and my PC crashed, and I was writing my diary and I wrote, "Dear Diary, I have seen the most traumatizing thing ever seen on my computer. It had blood, gore, guts, and glory, and many other stuff. I've never seen like that in my life. Had that much blood and gore, guts, and all that." Then I had gone to bed. I had also found a sequel file, and it was 488.avi. I watched it, and it was far more creepier, and it had the same image of the only screenshot from 489.mp4, but it was way worse. It had a lot of graphic stuff in the cube, and of course it had two holes blown into the eyes, and of course with blood leaking from the eye. It was so hard to explain about what it is, but it had one cube or icon being murdered by what seemed to be like a saw blade, but it was satanic, but there was no color. It also had tryphobia holes at the bottom of the second cube's face. It also went satanic. Edgy eye creeped me out the most, and my PC crashed when the satanic eye blinked, and I waited for about 10 seconds until it blinked, and my PC crashed. I didn't write anything on my diary because I was too sick after seeing this. Oh, and one more thing. I found a .ogg file about what seemed to be about my computer making when it crashed. Listen to it at your own risk. However, the crash in the sound was at least called process.org, and it had an explosion because my computer exploded. However, it didn't look like even break because it was just had an explosion thing. I had seen steam flying everywhere in my house, and I passed out. Maybe my dad was cooking soup for me, or my computer exploded safely. I converted this video into a reel and then wrote Geometry Dash's origin on the top, and wrote that watch at your own risk at the bottom. However, I cleaned the movie reel off with a sponge, and then it looked heavily and scratched, so it might be static. If someone sees it, I may show it to a friend, but I might say sorry if he is traumatized by this. And that, my little pretties, was Geometry Dash's origin. Well, I don't even know what to call this, the first of all. But let me begin with basically what I thought about the story and that. Okay. Now this person, or the author of this story, is written by StickOfGlory GD. StickOfGlory GD, thank you so much for the story. It was highly appreciated. Now, I'm going to be honest with this story. The story was actually creepy and very weird at the same time. Like, I'm not even joking. There's like there was a lot of stuff into it. There's like, this is like kind of like the origin behind this game. Now, I have to admit, I don't know this very well, so that's kind of why I'm like shaking my head, kind of scratching it at the same time, because I obviously wasn't sure, but I can definitely say that there was a lot of great stuff into it. Now, however, there are a few exceptions. Now, with this being messed up and gory, I can definitely, say that it's really messed up when you come to think of it. And the computer all of a sudden, dies in a car accident or something. Oh my goodness. Okay. First of all, how would your computer explode from that? Like, if it was overheating. Let's just say if it was overheating or something. That would be, different. But no, that's not the case with this story. And here's the thing. Another thing I could definitely say is that it's in a diary format. Now, I'm not against people using diary formats in like pastas, unless there's a big concept to it. But in this case, it's just, I don't know why it was just there, but, there was like, I had to censor some of the stuff because it was a little graphic, but oh my goodness, it's just really creepy and messed up. Like, I'm going to be completely honest. Now, the thing I could say that it wasn't too crazy on would have to be the punctuation marks. Now, I know they were good for most of the story, but some parts throughout the story, they were a little hard to read. I guess maybe it's taken by the fact that there's like, I don't know, so many, like, I think there were, like, places that should have been periods, places that should have been commas, or other, punctuation, or it's just all over the place. So the story itself was kind of a bit difficult to read, in this sense. Like, I'm just going to be completely honest. But, I'm just going to be honest. Like, I understand this might be the author's first story, but if the author wants to comment down below or let me know, that's fine. But I could definitely say that he or she tried to come up with something. And that is something I can definitely say, is that the author did try to come up with something. And that, I'm not going to deny that. The author did try to come up with something. And this is interesting, but it is really messed up when you think of it. It's messed up in its own way. And I'm not saying it's a bad way, but it's a good way as well. Like, I'm going to be completely honest. But I'm just going to say this right here and right now, is that the story itself was actually pretty good, but the punctuation marks probably just needs to be fixed up just a bit. A little bit of it could be fixed up. The grammar is really good. I can definitely say the grammar was not so much of a problem. The sentence structure was good, and the paragraph structure of how it went out was just flat out amazing. I can definitely guarantee that this story was just absolutely amazing. Let's see. Okay. Now, I could definitely be honest that there was a lot of time and effort into the story, which I can definitely say there was time and effort into the story. Now, the storyline was just amazing. Someone liking computer classes and someone like computers. I like computers myself. I'm not going to deny that. I like computers myself. Now, however, oh my goodness, I'm a little tired, but I could definitely say that the story was actually really interesting, and there was definitely time and effort into the story, so that was kind of one of the reasons why this story was actually pretty cool. Now, is there any negatives to say? Well, other than the the punctuation could be fixed up a little bit, the story was actually really good. I don't have anything negative to say about it. It's just really good story. I could definitely say there was time and effort into the story, and there was definitely lots of improvement on grammar in that. That's something I can definitely say. I don't understand why people don't do that now these days. Even though this was on Goshia, this is still a really good story. And I can definitely say there was a lot of interesting concepts to it. But the .avi file, I have to say that's cliche. I could definitely say that was, really cliche, but however, it's just really, really messed up in the own manner way, but it's still pretty interesting. Now, I'm going to say right now is, this is simply my own personal opinion, and if you disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regarding these creepypastas, and this is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of this story would have to be I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. Simply a 9 out of 10 because the pasta itself was really good, and it's readable, and stuff like that. Even though the grammar is good and all that, but even though the punctuation could be fixed up a little bit, the story itself was actually really good. Now, anyways, what did you all think about this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode, and if you're brand new here to this channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to my upload so you guys won't miss an upload. And like always, I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace out. And roll the outro, because I'm out.